Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Maybe You Should Talk. It is the podcast about nothing and everything. And as always, I am one of your hosts, John Para, and I'm joined, as always, by my brother and co host,
J Baba.
And on today's episode, it is actually, by the time that we drop this episode, Jay, it is going to be Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to the listeners. So if you're tuning in, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
Yes.
I'll be honest with you, Jay. I don't really have any crazy plans this year, man. I don't know about you, but
Yeah, my
what do you got
plans
going
are,
on?
unless they pop up last minute, right now it's looking like we stay at home. We haven't really, nothing's been really brought up,
Yeah, the holidays, you know what's crazy, man? I feel like as you start to get older, the holidays don't really have as much impact as they did when you were younger.
Well, part of that is that we're on the other side of the fence now, so we're buying gifts instead of receiving them.
Nah, you're not wrong, man. Like it
It's a
is a
stressful
different.
time.
No, it really is because obviously we have Black Friday coming up, which is going to be next Friday, and then that's when everyone goes crazy to try to shop on these deals. But Black Friday is not Black Friday of how it was when me and you were growing up.
Yeah, bro. There ain't no lines in Walmart no more. Like they got the doorbusters where everybody could go in like right after Thanksgiving dinner. And you get the stuff online, bro. Like
It's a lot easier.
I like the other day. I won't say their name because they're pretty big, but I
Wait,
like
what other?
Amazon
Oh,
Prime. Like Prime Day.
you like Prime Day?
Prime Day, I feel like they give me better deals, man. Like
It's easier too, bro. Like I don't know if you ever tried shopping on a Black Friday? Like actually gone to a store?
I've done that like a couple times, bro, and I was like, oh, this is just there's no point.
What was your experience like?
I went to Willowbrook Mall a couple times and it was just like so packed. Like I'm not good with like crowded spaces like that when it's just like a riot to get like one t-shirt. Like, yo, come on, bro. Are we really saving that much money, bro? They got outlets that sell this stuff at like half off if you just wait a month.
Yeah, it's
Like,
So wait, you went to the mall to try to cop some clothes that were on sale,
top
or
clothes, like just to see what the big hoo-ah was about it. Like, it's overrated, bro. I don't need that much. Like, I get it for electronics back in the day. Like, that was like a big thing. But like, even now, bro, you can get a big screen TV for like $200, bro. Like,
yeah, it's not really worth it, yo. I did it once with my cousin Anthony, and shout out to my cousin. And the only reason why we did it was because, growing up, you hear people talking about it, and it always sounds like this crazy wild thing. So we wanted to
yeah,
experience
experience
it.
it, right? Like,
Yeah. And it's the dumbest fucking thing, yo. We were probably, I would say, maybe 16 at the time. We went to the Best Buy in Secaucus, New Jersey, which is no longer there, apparently, I've been told.
well, they moved it.
Oh, they moved it. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So I think that's technically North Bergen where it used to be, if I'm not mistaken. Probably Seacock is still, but it's just it's inside the plaza, like where Bob's, and that is actually they just moved to another location.
Oh, so they moved to another location.
Yeah,
Okay.
like
All
close
right.
in that complex. I'm drawing a blank. Meadowlands complex, whatever it is.
Gotcha. Okay, no. Okay, yeah, I didn't know. I thought that they just closed it down permanently, but then that would
No, they
would make
relocated.
sense. So we went to that Best Buy and we got there, I think like at 2 o'clock in the morning, bro. And
I
it was
remember those.
cold as fuck, freezing our ass off, and we were taking turns. I would wait online. He would go to the car and warm up, and we would go back and forth, bro. And then when they finally opened the doors, I'm looking around because I thought, Black Friday, everything's on sale, video games, but wasn't the case.
Nah. Big letdown, right?
Yeah, bro. And all I fucking purchased was a GPS at the time. Because GPS that was like the wave back in the day, and I bought a GPS that, bro, I don't even think I ever used that fucking thing.
Uh, At least make it worth your time, bro. Get something else.
Well, that's what I did to make it worth my time. I was like, yo, I can't just be in this store and spend 9 hours waiting outside to not buy anything. So I'll never forget, they had a basket full of GPSs, bro, and it was on sale, and I just picked that shit.
You can't even pick a model. You just grabbed one.
I grabbed it, bro, and it was funny too, because like at the time when I was young, and I don't know about you, man, but I was a really nervous driver.
I was a nervous driver, but I didn't have I wasn't good with direction. Like I learned this one trick since we live in West New York. Like if I get lost, just find something that says New York City. Like I was like when I first started driving, when GPSs were rough or they wouldn't work or where the signal would go down. Like I was just like, yo, if I see something New York, just take me that way. And that's how I got out of a lot of jams, bro. Like,
Yeah, man, like you're not wrong, because like, again, during that time frame, we didn't have phones, and if we did, they weren't calibrated to have a GPS on them. So I like stayed local, bro. I think the only reason why I ever started driving on the highway was because of work. And I had to go to Elizabeth at the time. I was in Bergen for some training, and it was me and two of my coworkers. One of them didn't have a car, and the other one had like a hoopty. Like the fucking heater wasn't working. It was like the middle of winter. Pretty much. And my car wasn't any better. It was a hoopty too, but it was a little bit more serviceable. And so they basically look at me and they're like, "Yo, you're gonna have to take us." And dog, I'm on the highway for the first time. What's the position of the wheels? At 10 and 2?
9 and 2.
9 and 2. Okay. I was 9 and 2 in that shit the entire ride there, bro. Like just nervous as fuck, yo.
Like the actual mechanics of driving doesn't make me nervous. It's just like when I don't know where I'm going, like direction. That gets me a little nervous. But I enjoy driving. Me personally.
See, so do you get like, does it help you with stress when you're in the car just driving?
Yeah, a lot of times, like especially like when I have the longer days at work, like towards the end of the week, I drive home in silence. Like no radio. Yeah. It's been my
And what do
thing
you think about?
I just like unwind, bro, like mentally. Because like I'm not in a loud environment, but I'm in an environment where there's a lot going on, especially like towards the end of the week where there's a lot of clientele coming in and different people. So it's just I just disconnect. Like
I think that's understandable though.
Like, I just need silence. Like but I'm one that doesn't do good with like ambient noise. I don't do good with like crazy noise. Like if my son's banging on something, I'm like, yo, please stop. Like that's it.
I think that's totally understandable. You know what's funny? Like when I'm with a couple of my friends, we'll talk about the concept of driving, and one of the things that comes up, which I don't know if it's true for you, but I realize sometimes, even at the age that I'm in now, sometimes I get nervous when I have passengers in my car, and I turn out to be a worse driver than I typically am. I don't know what it is, bro.
Really?
Yeah. And some people get like that too. Yeah, bro. I don't know. Like I think it's just like the stress of the responsibility of having people in my car, and being responsible for extra people, that I think kind of gets to me a little bit. But it sounds like you don't have that problem.
Nah. People say I'm an aggressive driver. I'm like, I think you're just a slow driver. Doing the speed limit.
But wait, hold on. So like when they're calling you an aggressive driver, why are they calling you an aggressive driver though?
I mean, when I drive like a smaller car, I feel like I get a little into my racing world. I like weave in and out, but not all the times. Now I drive a bigger truck, so I can't really do that like that. But even
do you tailgate?
If I'm in the fast lane and you're not doing minimum speed limit, you're getting high beams.
Oh, you're one of those?
Absolutely. There's 3 lanes on a highway. We all know this universal code. If you can't keep up with the speed limit, get to the right, my guy. Or person or woman, whoever's driving. Don't be there. You know what that's for. It's to get pulled over and drive fast. Like,
yeah.
Get out of there.
Nah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, because there are some people that are on the left lane, and that's one of the things that I learned when I first started driving too. Like obviously, yeah, bro, I was like shaking on the left lane, and then I'm getting mad because the dude behind me is high beaming me. He's tailgating me, and he wasn't wrong. Like I'm on technically the fast lane. You know, I should have swerved to the middle, but I didn't know any
Like,
better, man.
now that you bring that up, like one thing about me too, I feel more comfortable driving in the left lane. Like I have to
Really,
be, yo, it's weird. I have to be right or left. I don't like the middle lanes.
I could see that.
You know, I mean, I'll drive it if I have to, but I prefer left or right.
So
Because
I'm more of a right lane kind of person, to be honest with you. Like I'm not
I've been
like
in the car with you. I've been in the car with you.
I would like to consider myself a safe driver.
I was like, yo, we gonna get there or what? Like,
Yo, I get flack for that shit all the time. And I'm what is the expectation? Like, am I supposed to be doing fucking 75 miles per hour to try to get to to point B?
I mean, I don't know. You gotta do the speed limit at least. Like, we were sitting there, and I'm like, yo, like, we on the highway, my guy. Like, you
Which
know,
is
this road down here. Like, this ain't a new road.
which is crazy, right? Because I remember when I came to hang out with you that one time. I think it was when the Giants were playing the Packers in London, I think it was.
Yeah, it was a morning game.
It was a morning game, and we went to the chicken spot near you that was fucking
Yeah.
slamming, for the record. And
Yes.
I'll never forget that I got into your car, and I don't even think I told you anything, but like when I got out of there, I'm like, damn, yo, I'm like, Jay's an aggressive ass fucking driver,
See?
bro. Cause you were like fucking zooming
Feels like I'm going fast, but I'm not.
to you.
Hey, my driving record says otherwise, all right? Like, I know.
Nah, but listen, man, like everyone has a different like driving style, and mine for sure is a very fucking conservative, you know? But
Is it? I mean, would you call that conservative, or you just that's probably your style, b? Like, ain't
it
nothing
is,
wrong
it
with that.
is. It is my style, you know, and it's something that I don't know, man. I just feel comfortable in the right lane, and I'll speed up if I have to. But like, I think the only time I become aggressive is like if someone's tailgating me.
I don't like it when people are like mad slow in front of me, like where I have to tailgate you. Like,
Yeah, I could see that.
yo, like, dude, come on, man. It's
I could
65.
definitely,
Give me
I
like
could definitely.
60. Or like when two cars get there and you can't even move, and you're like, come on, you guys teammates? Like, what are we doing?
Nah, it's definitely it's tough, man. And one of the newer challenges, Jay, that I'm facing now is managing the life of owning an EV, bro. And
How's that going, man? I've heard
dog,
mixed reviews.
dog, that is it's an interesting thing because it's an adjustment. It's a lifestyle change, bro.
It is, right? It's
It's
not as easy as they make it sound.
nah, man. Like it's cool. Yes, you're not paying for gas, and you don't really have to worry about the maintenance of a car as far as like oil changes and stuff like that. But you literally have to plan your life around a charging port.
Yeah, man. You're like the third person this week that's told me that, bro.
So, what has been like your, I guess, understanding of the struggle of owning an EV? Because it sounds like people have been complaining to you about it.
So I think like if you don't live in a complex that has the stations, or if you don't live in a house where you can upgrade to that, I don't think you should get it. From
Facts.
from what I gathered, because like one of my neighbors has an EV, but I see the cable coming out of his house. So you know he plugs it in, and I think like the stories that I've heard is like my client today was like, dude, I have this Tesla, and it's like how you said, he has to plan to go 25 minutes if he's on a low charge, because he didn't have the accessibility of charging at his house, so he would have to drive 15 minutes and then charge for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
bro, an
It's
hour?
yeah, dog. It's
That's
a lifestyle
valuable time,
change.
bro.
It really is. It really is. And that's sort of the challenging thing where like, bro, you get anxiety. You get anxiety. So my car currently at 100% charge, I think I get about 296 miles.
It's not bad, but you drive a lot.
But I drive a lot, correct? And so if I don't gauge it correctly, bro, it's the most stressful fucking thing to ever have to experience. This weekend I was driving a lot. And
I have a question.
yes,
Does it like if you're running low on battery, does it tell you like here are there charging stations around you? Like
nah, it basically tells you what mine gives you two notifications. The first one
plug
is
me in.
pretty much, yes.
Sorry, I
And
didn't mean
then
to cut you off.
nah,
Didn't
but
hold that one.
nah. But you're not wrong. That's literally the first one that pops up. The second one is and you're gonna laugh at this, but I'm not even lying about this. It's a notification and it's an image of a turtle. And it's warning you saying that your car is not getting adequate power.
Oh my god.
So
I've seen a couple
this
car
is like
EVs stranded lately.
yeah. Yeah, bro. And this is like the challenging thing about the EV is actually hold on, Jane. Am I losing you right now? Because I feel like the connection right now is bad.
I see you good on my end.
Okay, cool. So that's just me then. All right. Okay. Yeah, everything was like blurry there for a second, so I just wanted to make sure that you could hear me. But anyways, as I was saying, one of the challenging things about the EV2, bro, which I don't know if you know, but like if you turn on your AC or your heater,
Oh, it
your
drains more.
mileage goes down.
Yeah, because it takes more power. That I
Correct.
could figure out. I'm pretty. It's like a car, you know, like the auto. Like I noticed. You know when I noticed that when you know that auto idle, like when you stop and the car turns
Oh,
off.
yeah.
So if you have the AC cranked, it won't turn off because the compressor runs off of the
Oh.
motor. But vice versa, if you have your heater on, it will turn off because the heating comes from the heat of the temperature of the motor.
Okay. See, I
So
didn't know that.
well, I had an idea of that, but like that put the cherry on top when I realized that, and I was like, "Yo, this is crazy."
I didn't even know that that was a thing, man. But you
Well,
know,
the motor is the motor for the whole car that powers everything.
no, right. But I figured, you know what I thought when I had the EV that there was like a separate battery output that was solely responsible for just the AC and the heater of the car.
You're
But
sitting on a whole battery, bro. That
pretty
whole
much,
bottom of
yes,
that car is a battery.
it really is. It really
Most of
is,
them all
bro.
have like the same design, where the
Nah,
chassis holds the battery on the bottom. That's why they have
it
all these trunk space.
that does, yes. My trunk space is quite nice, but no, but it's challenging, bro. Like it's this new level of anxiety where if you don't plan your trip accordingly, bro,
So
it's
like you being that guy, right? Like at what percentage do you charge your car to have peace of
so,
mind? Like how low do you let it get?
bro. I'll put it to you from this perspective. So, you know, when you get an EV, you obviously do research because you have to figure out exactly, okay, to what percentage am I supposed to charge the car, right? And
Yeah, because I
typically,
heard that's
most
another thing too, because you can't fully charge them.
correct. Yeah, you can't fully charge it because what tends to happen like batteries is that once you use a full cycle, it starts to degenerate the battery. So, which isn't good. You don't want that. So they typically recommend that you charge your car to 80%.
80.
And I think that's standard across the board.
Damn. And now
Yeah.
from empty to 80, how long does
So
that charge?
okay, so from empty to 80 to give you perspective because the other day, Monday morning when I was driving to work was the first time in about what is it like 4 or 5 months that I've had this car where I got the notification that I needed to charge right away and that the car wasn't getting adequate power. So I got to work with like 4% left of battery. That was about 7 miles left. 7 miles left. And from 7 miles to 80 to 80%, which is roughly around 202 miles in my car, took about 9 hours and 30 minutes to charge, Jay.
Wait, your car doesn't have like a supercharger? Or that's only Tesla?
So there are superchargers, but I charge my car at work because it's free. And there's like different level
Uh,
chargers. So there are fast
I know
chargers.
there's like 3 levels to the chargers, right? If I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Yeah, so there's like and I could be totally wrong on this, but there's like a level 1, which is basically like your typical power
Your
outlet
outlet,
that you have
yeah,
at home.
yeah,
Yeah. So,
hours, like
bro,
days.
days, fam, days. I actually had to, and shout out to Garcia too, because the first time I had the EV dog, I was terrible at gauging the mileage. I actually had to charge my car using one of the outlets in this garage from like I think 40% to like 80, dog. It was like 25 hours.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you can't get that hooked up in your house, like, I don't think it's worth it.
Nah, like cuz it's just like you have to like basically just like live your life around the car, dude, and like it just you can't really say, "Okay, you know what, fam? Like I'm going to take a trip down to AC this weekend."
Yeah,
Can't do that. You basically
yeah.
have to plan your
That's
life
for
around
someone
charging
else.
points.
I've heard like the same complaint.
Yeah, like it's
My
it's
mileage
it,
sucks. My mileage sucks.
nah, and to your point, bro, like it's one of those things where like, let's say you're in a like in a pinch, right? Excuse me, if you're in a pinch, like you have to go to a supercharging like fasting port, and that in itself, when you have to pay for it, and it takes about an hour anyways to go from like whatever it is to like either 80 or 90%.
Yeah, that's what my guy said earlier. It was like it's 45 minutes to get it to like thing, and he was like, luckily like he didn't drive far. He had like a short commute, but even for him, he was like, "Yo, I hate this car." Like if I would go EV, I would honestly consider maybe like plug-in hybrid because
Yeah,
I need gas, bro. Like,
yeah. No, you're not wrong, bro,
or
honestly.
just
And in
hybrid in
retrospect,
general. I think hybrids now are looking like regular cars, like aesthetically wise. Like they look good. Why not?
no, they do. They do. There's nothing wrong with the hybrid, bro, and it's probably easier because I'm telling you, Jay, like this whole stress of having an EV, bro, is like wild, man.
Damn.
The the accessibility of gas is fucking underrated, bro. Incredibly underrated.
I live
Because a
across the
lot
street from one, and I'm like,
there you go. You live across the street from a gas station.
I don't stress gas ever. Like,
and then like that's the thing too. If you have to put, if your car, for example, is at a quarter tank, you go to a gas station and it fills up from quarter
nah,
to
me, bro. I know my car. I'm one of those drivers. I know I could get this car home with the light on.
Oh, you're one of those. You like to live life on edge.
Yo, so you know what it is like? If it tells you distance to empty and it tells you 2 miles, and you're using GPS and it says you have a mile, you got a mile to give. Like you'll be all right. A mile is a lot. Like, and I also have this thing that I like to do empty to full. I don't do like $20. I don't do like 15. I do empty to full.
Oh, so you go like just
Yeah,
fill
I
me
like.
up 1,000% pause.
Yeah, but I always wait to get like low.
That's isn't that bad for the car though?
It's a lease.
Okay.
Well, let me rephrase that. Like, I don't wait to get to light every time, but like, I'm at a quarter or an eighth before I fill up. Not like running on fumes type of empty. Like,
And that doesn't stress you out though?
nah, bro, I got a gas car.
Yo, I can't even
Gas
argue with you on
stations
that.
everywhere in this area, bro. Like,
Nah, I can't even argue with that, bro. And so, you know, going back to my EV dog, like over the weekend, I found myself in a bind, and I was looking up some charging ports that I had to pay for. I found one. When I went there, it wasn't fucking working.
oh my god.
So now, whatever mileage that I had that was calculated specifically to get to work, now I'm down like 4 of them because I spent 4 miles trying to find a fucking charging port for me just to get there and it not work.
Is it expensive for the supercharger? Like,
So
because I heard a number today, and I was like, for a supercharger, that's it.
it
Because
was like 49 cents, the one that I saw per kilowatt. which I can't even begin to tell you how many kilowatts this car would need for it to be fully charged, dog. So
It's like a whole new lifestyle, bro. You're so right on
yeah.
that, bro.
Nah, it really is, man. It's like a whole different lifestyle that you have to get accustomed to. And the interesting thing too is, but actually EVs, at least for me anyways, my car insurance is more expensive too.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is
Yeah.
that? Did they give you a reason why?
Nah, I think it's just because
The
it's a
value of the car,
battery and
battery, fire.
yeah, like everything, the hazard. I think when I took out the car, my insurance rate went up. I want to say like an extra $60 a month, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And then on top of this, and I don't like talking about politics, Jay, because one, I don't know too much about politics, but what I do know is facts, right? That's
Drop
what I
it.
do know.
Drop the facts.
So because the car that I have is foreign, the EV that I have is foreign, our current president, I guess, passed a bill not too long ago that to try to encourage, us Americans on, that live in this country, this beautiful country, try to encourage Americans to purchase EVs. They took away the fucking tax credit if you purchase an EV that's manufactured outside of the country.
Oh my god, that's terrible. But
So
don't you get a rebate with Easy Pass for having EV?
if you do, I did not know that that was even a thing.
I
So I should.
think you look into that. I
So
think you
wait,
do.
what's the rebate?
Not a rebate. I think you get a discounted rate, which is probably not a lot because these tolls in New Jersey, boy, shits never go down.
I didn't even know that that was a thing.
Yeah, I think I heard somebody mention that one time because they had a hybrid. They got it for work because they were paying tolls, and one of the selling points for them was like they get some type of rebate or discount on tolls.
Damn.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look into that actually, because if that's the case, man, at this point, every dollar counts, Jay.
I hear you, bro. I hear you, bro.
every
You take tolls to work? Yeah, right.
Nah, I'm actually
You
right
have
now.
an option.
I have an option, but I take 287 to get to work.
Okay, so it's not
And
bad.
nah, it's not bad, but 287 is like one of the most congested fucking
Yeah, 'cause
highways that there is to take.
people don't want to pay that toll, boy.
Bro. Yo, that's like the one thing, man, about like New Jersey, dude, is that the traffic fucking sucks.
Traffic is wild. The other day, my average commute was like 30 minutes. It took me 47 minutes to get to work, and I was like, why?
That's crazy.
Like, there's no construction, there's nothing closed, there's no accidents. Like, what?
That's wild. That's like one of the things that I do miss about when I was living in Connecticut, bro. There was no traffic.
Well, nobody lives up there.
You're not wrong. It's what they call a drive-through state, I think.
Drive-through state? Oh, yes, I've heard that before.
You just drive through it, and that's about it. You drive through Connecticut to get to Massachusetts.
Yep. It's the only times I've been in Connecticut.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy, and between that, man, I'm in the process of trying to move out as well, man, and that's a whole different complex thing, man. The cost of living right now is crazy, Jay.
I think rent is higher than mortgages, if I'm not mistaken.
Bro. Bro. It's wild, bro. I think I checked out a 1-bedroom apartment maybe 2 weeks ago, and we're not even talking about like a modern apartment. We're talking about like a simple,
Yeah. Up
just
to
has
date.
your basics. Yeah, it just has your
Yeah.
basics. Guess how much they were charging, Jay?
1 bedroom. I'm gonna go high because you started like that. So 2,000?
Bro, yes. Damn, that was fucking accurate.
That's a lot of money, bro.
Yeah, man. $2,000, Jay.
My second apartment was a 1-bedroom studio. And I paid I think it was like $1,200.
Damn.
Given, 6 years ago, 7 years ago.
I bet you wish you could pay those prices today.
That was to date my favorite apartment.
Wait, why was it? What was it? Was it your favorite because of the rent being cheap, or just The layout of it.
No, it was just the layout, the peace, the tranquility. Like it was just quiet. Like, bro, like it was a studio. It was a ground floor. It only had like 2 windows. So like at first I was like, oh, this is gonna be a problem because I like sunlight in my house, like
Were the
natural light.
windows, were they big at least, or were they
It
just like
was
regular?
one big window, but it was facing towards the backyard, covered
Okay.
by a deck. So I was like, oh, this, whatever. But that turned out to be like my favorite apartment, bro. Like it was amazing.
Really?
Yeah, bro. It was simple, man. It was like a minimalist apartment almost in a sense, bro. Had everything I needed and that's it.
I mean, listen, man, sometimes that's all you need, man.
Yeah, man.
Sometimes it's all you need, man. It's funny too, because prior to me moving to where I am now, I was living, I guess, in what you would call a quote unquote luxury apartment. And it had all these nice amenities and all this other shit. I think the only thing I ever used, bro, was the gym. That was it.
That's how they get you with these luxury complexes. Mad amenities that you probably don't use.
Bro, like it had like fucking like 4 conference rooms that I never used. It had a pool that I never like dipped my toes in.
Why would a tenant need a conference room?
I guess like you know what it is too. I think it's because like it was built, or they finished building it during the time of COVID, I guess.
And they just filled up that empty space.
I think so, man. I think they just said, "Yo, it's COVID. People are working from home. Let's add these conference rooms, bro."
That makes sense. That makes sense.
But it wasn't like it was like a first come first serve thing. But it's like it had like again, bro. Like it had like a virtual like driving range if you wanted to work on your swing that I never used. It had like a so-called music room. Like who the hell is gonna go into a music room? Yeah, a music room. They called it the music room.
Did you ever go in there?
Nah, bro.
You're like a big music guy.
I am, but it was. I think I might have walked by it, but it's not like they actually had like a stereo in there or anything like that. I think it was just called that because they had like plaques of like albums and stuff like that on the wall, and I'm like, okay, cool.
Conference room.
Pretty much. I guess you're not wrong. That's pretty much what it was, and it's wild, bro. It really is. And I checked out and get this, Jay, I checked out another apartment. This one was in the Woodbridge area, and bro, the bedroom didn't have a fucking window.
So did it have central AC at least?
It did. It did. But that's hard, bro. Imagine just living like basically in a squared box.
Yeah, but that's how my studio was, and I actually grew on me to where it was like that's like my favorite apartment, bro.
Wait, so you had a space that was closed off?
No, so my studio concept was open. It was just one big space.
Mm-hmm.
And I made it into like, my bedroom area by like just dividing it with furniture. And then like imagine one big square, and then to the right one wall was like the kitchen. Like full kitchen, gas. Gas, you hear me? Stove, like a full kitchen, counter, everything, fridge. And then to the back, like behind that was the bathroom. Nice sized bathroom. Probably a bigger bathroom than what I have in this house. And I got a bubble here. How did I do that?
A bubble.
Thumbs up. A thumbs up on my camera.
Damn! Did Riverside step their game up now?
Yeah, because I was thinking maybe it was like an AI that did this. Sorry, I got distracted.
Nah, you're good. You're good, because I would have probably stopped too. So for the record, my internet access right now is shit because you've been blurry this entire time.
But you look good on my side.
Okay, all right, good. As long as the audio's coming through.
Good. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. So you were saying?
And it had one big closet, and it was just like, that's it. You get me? So
and that was your favorite space?
Yeah, bro. You know why? Because I felt like if I closed my blinds, there was no time of day. So like if I had a long day or something, I just want to take a nap and like make it nighttime. I just close my blinds, turn my lights off, pitch black. I need darkness to sleep.
Nah, I definitely agree with you on that. That in order to get a good night's rest, you need to be in a dark room, and I don't know about you, but I prefer it to be cold.
Wintertime gets a little too cold. I don't know how cold. How cold we talking? Give me like a temperature here. Like what's cold? Because I like cold. Like I'm the type of guy that wears a sweater in the house to not put the heat up.
That's you being an adult.
You know, I used to, I
I
used
feel
to,
you.
I used to come at my mom and shit, be like, "Yo, it's cold in here." She'd be like, "Put some socks on." I get it.
Yo, you know what's crazy about that? Before I answer your question, though, because it makes you think, right? Like when I was younger, my dad would be like, because I was notorious, I would leave the lights on everywhere. He'd be like, "Yo, shut off the fucking lights." Now, yo, now that I'm like 34, dog, I'm a light Nazi, bro. Yo, like it's
I'm
crazy
getting
how
better
like
at it. I'm getting better at it because I'm like, bro, these are LED bulbs. They don't even waste that much electricity. Like one light switch, I'm really not gonna save much. You gotta remember, you got a refrigerator that's pumping electricity all day long.
true.
Warm up something in a microwave. You know how much amp a microwave takes, bro? Like those things, like
Yo,
peace of mind too. I gotta live comfortable.
nah, bro, I'm with you. I'm with you, man. But to answer your earlier question, I would say like I'm good between 69 to 70.
Okay, yeah, yes. I'm all about the same. Now with the kids, like I put up a little like 71, 72, because like I have an infant, so she not really can't sleep with a blanket yet. So I keep it warm for her. But I'd be like hot, bro. I'd be like taking like my blanket off my sheets and be like, yo.
It's funny too because I think there's some truth to this, Jay, and you let me know what you think. But I was scrolling through Instagram the other day, and this funny ass thing popped up. It was like a meme, and it basically said, "You should date someone that matches the same temperature of your thermostat." And
Yeah,
I thought about that, and I'm like,
that's pretty
"Yo,
true.
that's yeah, bro." Because you
Uh,
can't be a 69 70, bro, dating someone that's at a 75.
nah, I would tell him put a sweater on. Like that in an apartment is like it's like muggy. It like
Bro,
makes the air because that's what my mom was. My mom is notoriously cold in the summertime, like all
in
year
the
round.
summertime?
Bro, my mom, like a fan can't hit her. Like I love my mom to death. I'd be like, Mama, come on now. Come on, mom. Like, this fan on, like it's hot in here. She's like, oh, you just came from outside. That's why you hot. Look at the thermostat, that thing's like pumping 78, bro.
Bro, and that's the other thing too, right? And I'm sure you probably experienced this, but like when we were growing up in the apartment complexes that we were at, I don't know about you, but we had no control of the fucking temperature. So,
So for a long time I didn't. And then I lived in the same house like
okay.
15 plus years. And like half of that, it was like, they controlled the heat and then they upgraded to like 2 zones. And then we had our own thermostat. But I know what that's like. The barbershop I work at now, bro, we don't control heat.
Oh,
And
you don't?
boy, nah,
Get the hell out of here.
boy, it gets cold in there.
So like
Now,
the guy
I have a space heater on my station, that big white like square thing. And I'm right
No,
by
I
the
see
door, so
it.
like the draft, like it's a lot, bro. It's a
No,
lot.
I definitely see that, but I thought that you guys had control of the heat. So like what? So like is it just like
This, well, since it's part of the building, so like the super controls it, like the building controls it.
oh
Basically, like the building you grew up in, kind of type. It
yeah,
has
which
commercial
was
spaces under it.
okay. So then that would make sense, but yeah, that just sucked, bro. Because I remember during the winter specifically, they would crank it so high, bro, that I would have to turn on the AC in the middle of winter.
Yeah, I think there's a law for that. That's why it's so high.
Oh, is there like what like they have to keep it at like a certain temperature?
Yeah, which our landlord does not do at the barbershop.
Yo, it's crazy. It's crazy. It really is, man. And speaking about the barbershop, I'm actually going to be there tomorrow, Jay.
Welcome,
Yeah,
welcome.
I'm looking
You're
forward to
due.
it.
You're a little due.
No, I definitely am. My hair is looking crazy. Actually, let me see if I could take off my headphones real quick. Hold on, hold on. Show the people.
Yeah, that's.
So this is about 1 month of not cutting it.
Well, yeah, yeah. Yo, is that? I mean, your last couple haircuts, you're like, nah, don't touch that. Don't touch the top.
I
Don't
go
touch
through
the top.
phases, Jay.
We're gonna look like a high school out here with the curls all up in his forehead.
I'm probably gonna go back to the Brook, Jay. That's making a comeback too.
Hell yeah, the people got tired of that long hair, bro. That's like the one hairstyle that I struggle with, like, as like a person that's passionate about their craft and stuff. Like, teenagers now, they get like half a haircuts. It drives me nuts.
So like, what do you mean? Like they just like
So have you seen the hairstyle where it's like mad, like broccoli head on top, and then they get like a
yes,
a brook here. You don't even see it.
yes, okay, yeah. So what do you
And
call that? Like a Brook?
it,
That's it?
it's a taper brook, whatever.
Hmm.
But it's an undercut. But kids just take it to the next level. I mean, I get it. Like in our age, like, yo, and like, when we were in high school, how long is your hair? Like, my hair is longer. I get it, but like, at least we used to get like a little taper. We used to get cornrows. We had a little more swag. Like, kids is getting half a haircut and be like, yeah, I'm fresher than you. You know, what's
And
another
you
thing too, I'll be finding weird or bad.
no,
Like,
no, go ahead, go ahead.
high school kids now, like, they show up to a barbershop to get a haircut with like 5 of their friends, and only one is getting a haircut.
That's
Like,
that's a thing now, Jay.
yo, I've noticed that now lately. I'm like, yo, bro, is all y'all getting a haircut, or just like how many of you? Like, we got 4 waiting chairs, so
Yo, you're actually not wrong. Now that you mention it, I just never put two. I just assumed that the kids that were there because they were all going to get a haircut. But I remember one time I went to get a cut, and the barber that's in front of you, he was cutting this young dude, and his boys were there were like three of them on right there to in front of him that were sitting down. I just assumed that they were there to get a cut too. But you're telling me that these kids are just bringing their boys and just hanging out?
yeah, bro, it's happening a lot. And I'm like, yo, y'all really need that much reinforcement to go get a haircut? Like, I'll
Different
chill with
time,
you
Jay.
after, bro. Like, I'll hang out with you in 40 minutes, for you. I'm gonna go get laced. Like, I don't know. I'm different.
Yo, it's a different time, Jay. It's a different time, Jay. But I'll be there bright and early tomorrow, 9 o'clock.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to my cuts. I did this purposely this way because I have some plans this weekend and a week from today, because today is November 15th, is going to be Thanksgiving.
Well,
Um,
Thanksgiving Eve.
Thanksgiving Eve,
Thanksgiving.
correct. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jay, for that correction. Yeah. So I figure it's a good buffer, because like when you get a haircut, Jay, like how long before it doesn't look fresh anymore, in your opinion?
Nah, that varies. That's
On person, it varies based on person.
yeah.
Okay. So
See,
for
like,
you,
I recommend, so like my recommendation for like weddings and stuff, I usually tell guys like a day before, because I feel like a haircut looks better like with a couple hours on it, like a
hmm,
day on it. People want the fresh look. Like, yeah, I'm gonna give you a fresh cut. I just think like it grows in better, your hair molds, stuff like that falls into place.
that makes
But
sense.
people want the fresh to death, like on the big wedding day. I ain't mad at you.
Which, for the record, Jay, if anyone's interested in booking you for a special event like that, where can they find you?
Just DM me, man. I'm pretty easy to reach. J Barbara _1. I
And you
respond to
are,
DMs.
you are, and I know I've talked about this in a previous episode, but just to bring it up of how responsible, because that's the thing about barbers, man. It's hard to find a responsible barber, Jay, and that's something that you are.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
That is something that you are. But I
I
remember
mean,
many moons ago.
like, I need business. Like, hello.
Some barbers are too cool for a response, man, and that's how a relationship started, man. Many moons ago, I was looking for a barber. I reached out to two different barbers, you being the third one. One of them responded 24 hours later. The other one never got back to me. You responded to me within 30 minutes.
Well, like you're a hometown kid, you know, so like why not? I mean, like don't get me wrong. Like sometimes I tell people don't DM me. You know, I mean, I kind of contradicted myself right now, but I've gotten better with it. But like Instagram filters your stuff, and sometimes it just gets lost.
And your following
You
count
know?
has changed. You know, it's
Yeah,
a lot more difficult now.
yeah. But I get to them faster than others. You know?
Jay Barber, ladies and gentlemen, the best barber in New Jersey. I'm sticking to that, Jay.
Thank you.
Yeah. This isn't a disrespect to anybody else because there's some good barbers out there, but Jay's my boy.
Thank you, brother. There are good barbers. There are good barbers. A lot of good barbers. I love the barber community.
There we go. Jay, any closing comments, man, for the people out there?
Stay tuned, man. We're working.
That's right, we are.
Happy holidays. Happy Thanksgiving.
That's right. That's right. By the time you guys listen to this, it's going to be Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving. Make sure you enjoy the time with your family. You know, cherish every moment, man, because that's one of the things that I missed tremendously this year is not having my parents around because they're in Colombia.
Is this
I
the
miss
first
them.
one?
This would be like the third one, I think now.
Doesn't get any easier though.
Nah, man, as you start to get older, man, like you realize that, you know, you need your parents. Yeah, man, you know, so if you're with your parents this year, you know, make sure you take advantage of that, hug them, kiss them, enjoy them, because, you know, if they decide to retire. What was that?
Be annoying. Like,
Nah, for sure. For sure. And as, you know, Jay mentioned earlier, you know, stay tuned. We're working on some big things. You know, we're hoping to wrap up this season with a bang. You know, Jay hit me with some good news this week. So we'll see, Jay. We're trying to get to $1 million.
Let's go. Let's go.
We're trying to get to $1 million. So, you know, we need your guys' support and help. So, you know, let's make it happen. But anything else, Jay?
We're good here. Until next time.
Until next time, people, make sure to rise up as always. Happy Thanksgiving. Be safe. Until next time.
Peace.